And startup PetCloud has launched a national first. It's a rideshare app specifically for your pets. The new app will allow pets to ride unaccompanied to things like vet checkups, home grooming appointments, and the like. So to tell us all about the app, we're joined by CEO Deb Morrison. Hi there, Deb.
Hi guys, great to see you here today.
And who's joining us for this important interview? This is one of your influencers.
So this is Millie, and she's met the Prime Minister before, and also our Lord Mayor of our city, and she's a very important part of PetCloud.
Absolutely. Now, take us through how this works. I have visions of my Labrador Willow sort of jumping on my phone and saying, take me to the nearest butcher right now. But how does this whole thing operate with pets travelling unaccompanied?
Yeah, so we actually built it into the app so that there's no chance of paws being able to book any of the pet taxis. But basically, it's for time poor and pet owners, or pet owners who may have disabilities, or pet owners who may not even have access to transport. And basically it's about making responsible pet care easy by allowing pet owners to have safe, police-checked, insured pet taxi drivers who will turn up after you book them, and they'll pick your pet up and take them to the groomers or take them to a vet clinic for a checkup and things like that.
Now, Deb, tell us how this works. And, you touched upon it then. It was, these people are certified. They're not just a stranger in a car rocking up to take your pet away. How does that process work so that you've got peace of mind when you're giving a loved one in an unaccompanied vehicle?
Yeah, that's right. So everything we do at PetCloud involves the expertise of RSPCA staff. And so there is a process of screening our drivers with police checks and also animal care training and handling. And then there is also making sure that the car itself meets pet transport guidelines, and also we have pet insurance as well. So it's all bringing all of those factors in together to make sure that pets can get from A to B without any issues. Pets are not just also placed into the back of the car, they're actually safely restrained as well. So we go a bit above and beyond, what you might typically just have in your own car, because the law does state that you can actually have a car in the back seat unrestrained, but for our pet taxi trips, we make sure that every pet is restrained, that dogs are wearing a dog body harness, and that clips onto a pet car tether in the back of your car. And then for cats, the pet owner has to provide a cat carrier, and then that is tethered to the back of the car in the back seat.
Now, are there going to be any limits on this? It's like my pet crocodile has got a toothache and needs to go to the vet. Is it just for cats and dogs and birds, or is it all sorts of animals?
It's any pet that's portable. So it's not for livestock, and it could be for a reptile if you have a wildlife vet that is nearby you, and you need to have something checked, or it's just a health check for a year. Then definitely we can take any kind of wildlife pet that is permitted. But yeah, it's generally portable pets.
Fair enough. Now, tell us a little bit about the business. How did it come about? How have you funded it so far? And where do you want to take it to?
Yeah, so the business I see it as incredibly important because we are leading the way with responsible pet care in Australia. We've involved the RSPCA right from the get-go. So, I sleep well at night knowing that all of our pet sitters and dog walkers are police checked, and we don't skimp out on that bit because, people are entering homes and they've got a lot of responsibility. They've got people's property while they're away from their home. So, I'm a pet owner myself. I go away a lot and I also travel, and I definitely have the standards that I would want in my home. The business has been going for about 5 years. I was working for Virgin Australia at the time, and when I got a call that Amazon wanted me to work in Seattle, and rather than sort of feeling like that was the exciting direction to go, I just kind of felt like this was enough of a challenge and enough of a problem that I'd experienced personally. And in speaking to other pet owners, I just knew that it was time to build PetCloud, and there was nothing like it around. I actually had to sell some of my house to go into the initial capital to help build the platform. And I did have a big network of IT developer friends who I'd always contracted with or worked with, and I thought that they would be available, but they had their own projects at the time or full-time work and juggling a family and things like that. So I actually had to go and find my own contractors and developers. I got it to the point where it was transactional, and then went and pitched it to RSPCA Queensland. And I was fortunate enough to get an incredibly supportive CEO and an innovative thinker as well, and they invested some funds into PetCloud as a charity because PetCloud helps answer one of their own objectives, which was to reduce the rate of animal abandonment at holiday time. So, every Easter, every Christmas, pets would be dumped at the front door of the RSPCA or in a box somewhere by the side of the road because it was Easter and there was nothing around for people to go and find pet care. So something had to be built. And I struggled with it, with finding pet care myself. So I just thought, I've got to bite the bullet and I've got to fund this.
Amazing.
It's certainly a big topic. I mean, here in Sydney, we've been having those discussions with the apartment buildings about pet ownership, and I guess pet sitting comes under that as well. What I guess is the business model for PetCloud? Is it similar to, obviously you're just paying for the ride share or the sitter to come, and what are the growth plans with that?
Yeah, so it is a sharing economy business. In terms of the Pet Taxi app, it is priced with a per kilometre and per time, and if there's any additional wait time on top of that, so if a driver turns up to a particular vet appointment and maybe it's just a quick turnaround time for a pet to get something quickly done and then drop the pet off back home again, then there would be a small wait fee. With the website, there are flat fees applied. So, for example, if you wanted to have someone go and pet sit your pet, like your dog or your cat, you might pay an overnight fee of like $30 or $40, but it definitely does depend on where you live, the demand for those services. So, for example, your metro inner city Sydney areas, you might be paying $45 to $50 a night because people in those areas are in high demand and there's a lot of people competing for those high quality people. Whereas in regional areas, you might be paying maybe even $20 a night. And depending if it's a long stay, you might be granted a discount.
Well, $200 a night, I'm thinking I'm just going to check Mr. Ruff into sort of the Novotel and be done with it. Listen, I think the really important thing in all of this, just from a transport perspective, is we've all seen the videos about people who have assistance dogs trying to get into cars and being refused, even though that's illegal. There must be a whole range of people who want to get from A to B with their pets, and they can go with it too, can't they? This is part of the solution. It's not just unaccompanied pets. It's if I want to take my dog for a walk in a park that's 2 kilometres away but don't want to walk there, maybe I'm elderly, that could be a big part of the market, surely.
Yeah, so there is a lot of residents in aged care who either want to go with their pets in the car or it can be unaccompanied. The drivers themselves have enough checks and verifications to take the pet unaccompanied, but definitely if passengers and pet owners want to come along with their pet, they're more than welcome to.
All right, well, it sounds like you've got a big year ahead. I take it you're going to be rolling this out nationally over the next 12 months. Am I right, Deb?
You surely are. So we've been operating this business for the last 5 years and just offering the pet taxi rides and service via the website. However, with this app, it's got GPS and journey tracking in it in real time. And so we're going to be rolling out the app further. There's a lot of demand for interclinic transfers from GP vet clinics to specialist hospitals for pets who might have disabilities. Then there's also people who are in the NDIS sector who have disabilities and can't drive. There's a high demand for that as well. So yeah, we're really looking forward to a big year ahead of us.
Right, Deb Morrison from PetCloud, thanks for joining us on Startup Daily today, and all the best for the year ahead.
Pleasure. Thank you, guys.